States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Cummings here.
Griffin here.
Thomas here.
Wade here.
Gang is all here. Meeting minutes approval of April 18th. Are there any additions or corrections?
Griffin moved accept the meeting minutes of April 18th.
Wade will second.
Motion by Griffin, second by Wire to approve the meeting minutes of April 18th. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I will abstain.
Same. Thanks. Motion carried. Citizen input. Anything not on the agenda? Did you have anything, Maureen? No. Meeting summary since the last council. Fire and EMS, chief?
All right, April 1st, we had a special meeting in regards to the bylaws, give final approval before sending to the city. The bylaws were sent to finance, we met with finance at the finance meeting. There are some
Can he hear that?
language issues that came back to us that we are currently working on. After that, we had MPO training, which consisted of hydrant hookups with the backup engine, and then pumping out the deluge gun. For EMS training, we had medical control, or medical director was there, going over altered mental status and signs and symptoms to look for. Fire training, we did a wildland burn out at the gun club. We also looked at a house that we're gonna be using for some fire training out in the town of Waterloo. We had our meeting on the fourth Monday of the month. We went over the changes we just went over the bylaw changes again. What the city in the wording issues, they haven't come back yet to be sent back to the city, but, we had a fifth Monday training this month. We did it with the Rescue Task Force, RTF. We did that at the public school, which if you were watching the news the last couple days, it's a scenario that could very much happen here with a shooter at the school. And that's the type of training we were doing on Monday night.
Nice.
On the 27th, we had hose testing. We still have some hoses that we have to finish testing, which we'll try and get done at the end of this month. So it's been a very busy month for us, just in training and meetings and that, but,
Have you guys looked with all the rain? Have you guys had any luck with your awnings yet? You were supposed to get like downspouts and eavesdrops.
we are still looking for somebody to do that gutter work. Most of the people we have talked to, they either have not come back with a quote, or just plain out said they can't do it. So we're gonna have to probably look at, the original builder of the building, Padley McGann, which McGann is still in business.
Okay.
Probably look at them to see if they've got somebody we can talk to, and kinda go from there.
You might know who the sub
Well, there's
was.
Supreme Structures that maybe,
You ever heard of
that's
Supreme
something that
Structures?
you will handle it.
I don't know, we can check into that, Charlie.
Yeah, just with all this rain, I'm like, oh my God, that can't be good for your building. All right, well, however we can help, just let us know and, try to get her done. Thank you. Library board.
Yeah, I was not there, but I did speak with Kelly about what we discussed, which was all about the policies. We updated 4 policies. A lot of them were informational, so we will vote on them because they have to come to the board 3 times before take the vote. And then just a financial report and budget for 2023, which was just informational. We did have a little get-together with the library and the board, which was really nice. So we were able to meet all of the library staff. Yeah, so it was just about an hour.
They replaced Joel with like 2 part-time people, didn't they?
Yep, yep, and so we were able to meet them, and they came in and we kind of talked to who everyone was, because a lot of the time we don't get to see them.
Sure.
So that was a really nice little get-together, and our next meeting is May 28th.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And the planning commission was canceled, lack of agenda items, public health and safety, Tim?
Most of the items are on the council agenda coming up, which entails the hiring of a police officer. Under public input, we discussed motorized skateboards, which are illegal to operate on the roadway. And we got that clarification. And again, discussed the downtown, and it was just based on action we've taken previously.
Yeah.
Not taking any action, there's no future action to be taken.
Didn't we used to put something, like a stencil?
There used to be a stencil downtown. Well, skateboards, bicycles are not permitted
Yeah.
on the sidewalk in the business district at all.
Yeah.
Motorized skateboards are not permitted on the road anyplace,
And people are doing it.
and people are doing it.
Alrighty.
So we discussed that.
What about motorized bicycles? You start to see a few of those around.
Is that different? That you clarifying them 2 things differently, just the motorized skateboard, motorized bike?
Well, skateboards is what we discussed
Is that the same?
specifically today.
Yeah.
The small motorized bikes are still authorized on the road.
Small
They-
motorized bikes are still authorized on
It
the
goes
road.
by CC.
Like the scooters you're talking to, the motorized scooters?
I
Like
see
the-
people in wheelchairs too.
You know what I'm
Those
talking
are-
about?
that's totally
Like you
different.
can make it
They're in the road though.
go faster
They
with the
can be.
handle, so those are fine, but not motorized skateboards, right?
I'd have to look, it goes by CC.
Okay. Okay.
Are you guys looking at the ordinances or something to?
No,
There's so many different categories of them that.
it was just a question that was brought up at the committee
Well, let me
during
know.
public
My
comment.
daughter
Okay.
has one of them.
We clarified it.
Okay.
So it wasn't an agenda
Supposed to
item.
be.
No agenda
No,
item.
no
Alright.
agenda
I
item.
don't know about that.
All right, anything else?
No,
Alrighty, Public Works, Richard.
We had a very short agenda. We discussed a few things in updates, and we have a resolution coming in the council agenda.
Beautiful, thank you. All right, we are on recommendations of boards, committees, and commissions, water and light. We have everything done now through the lawyers, the utilities went through and revised and updated everything in chapter 340. That also is just fine with our ordinances 19-8 and 19-9. So on your table, you should have the final update, where we kind of went back and forth on how many we want, what's gonna happen if you're already on the commission and you get elected, how many can you have on the count, or on the commission at one time, and the answer is 1. So, I sent another update to Bill, which he did confirm back. I just kind of took out the one sentence, just because it really didn't make much sense about being a prior council member and they shall immediately cease membership. No, so it's just if a commission member is elected and takes office as an older person on the council, that member shall immediately become an eligible council member of the commission, so it still has to go through the process here. So let's just say, Tim, you're already on it, Jody gets elected, then it gets voted on who's the one person. So one doesn't automatically resign and one doesn't automatically take over. It's still the process of the appointment. And Bill was fine with that. So then the rest of the language is all in there. We did change the voting members from residents to ratepayers. And I think that was it. The powers and duties and everything else, all the articles matched up just fine, so nothing else has to change.
Do you have that?
Pardon me?
Do you have it?
Do I have what?
The ordinance, the writing,
The 340 or R19A?
the being on the board. which would be.
I don't know what you're looking at. You're looking at what was originally in the packet?
Yeah, the
Yeah, that
updated-
got changed.
Yeah, but it never came out, that's what I'm asking.
It
I
came
just
out
got it
late
at
today.
5 today.
Came out late today, yeah. So. So if there are no other questions, it just needs approval.
Could you explain one more time, Jenny, because I
Sure.
didn't quite catch that?
That's okay, what do you wanna know?
If, say Tim is on our board,
Yep.
somebody else can get nominated from the city council onto the board, but then somebody has to get off, is that
You
what
can
you're
only
saying?
have one council member at a time on the board,
Correct,
all right? So let's just say Tim was a member not on council, and Jody is just somebody that's getting hired.
yep,
With him already being on the board, he
Yeah.
automatically reverts to the council. If somebody else on the board gets put on council,
yep,
the way it was originally written, Tim would have to go and the new person would be appointed. And I'm like, no, you don't just kick somebody off, because it's an appointment.
right,
So then it would have to come here for council to approve which member would be on the council. Just like we have to do every year in April. Every April, either Tim or someone else will be appointed to the commission.
okay,
So there's never more than one person on it at a time. But you don't automatically lose because somebody else gets put on.
okay.
It has to be appointed,
The term for 1 year?
yes.
Which is what you wanted, right, Barry, it to say? Isn't that
Yes.
what you- Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't get a chance to read this, but my second question was, does it say on here, in the event that more than one ratepayer member? So it is a rate,
Yes, you guys
Yes.
wanted ratepayer
Yep.
versus
yep,
resident.
okay,
And Bill didn't have a problem with that. He said, really, that was our choice. There was no right or wrong answer to
Right.
that. It's just our preference.
and then you're gonna do this, sorry I didn't get a chance to
That's
read this.
okay. It
But
was
then
only
you're
one thing that got
gonna do this in April?
We do, that's city council, yeah, that's when we do the reorg, that's state statute.
Okay, and what
You
was,
guys are October.
that's my question, is, you're gonna approve this in April for the October term? It has to be.
Their term is always April. Council is always April to April.
As a
for
council member.
Everybody.
But my question is, I believe the state statute says that all 5 members have to be appointed 1 a year, 5 people in October. That's state
No, that is not
statute.
state statute. It says in there that if it's a council member, Bill went through all the statutes on that. So a council representative always trumps anything else, that their commission is always the same because of the election, because you get elected the election is in April, and then you have your reorg 2 weeks later. That's state statute. So anybody that serves on council, that goes for the parks, that goes for the library, any of those commissions, their terms are concurrent with their aldermanic terms.
I understand
Okay.
that. But when I was reading through the state statutes, it said when the commission was made,
Yep,
that person has to get on and off in October and is appointed in October.
if they're not a council representative. If we didn't put any council
So you're
representative on
adding,
here.
so you're adding that language in that it's a city council member, therefore it's April.
Correct, and that's, a lot of commissions have council members, a lot of them have multiple council members.
Okay, so then how are you, so you're gonna appoint one person every year?
Always do.
Yes.
That's
I
what
mean, the
happens
city
every
council
year.
person.
Correct,
Yeah.
every year, these guys can change if they want to. Every April or just before, I ask, does anybody wanna move? Does anybody wanna do anything different? So Tim, you may not wanna do it next year, somebody else might want it.
That was my question. So-
Correct.
So Tim went from a 5-year term that he just got to a 1 year.
201, yes.
Okay.
But he can do it for 5 years in a row if he wants to.
No, I understand,
Yeah,
I'm just trying, I just
yeah.
want it clear,
Yeah.
because it's, to me, it's,
Automatic terms
It's
will
gonna be for
always
a year.
trump it, yeah,
okay.
So I'm gonna have to resign my 5-year
correct.
and get reappointed for a 1-year.
Which we can do next meeting, because we have to approve this first.
Okay, and then the other 4 are gonna stay 5-year,
Yeah, that doesn't change. The rest of your stuff does not change, and that's in here.
and that'll be approved in October.
Every, yeah, every
Yeah,
October.
those four will be
one,
October,
right.
one will be.
Right, so we know you have one that's coming up, so now that this is done, when it gets formatted nicely,
Mhm.
then we can put out the information that we're looking for a new person to start in October.
Okay.
And then we will get an appointment from there, hopefully.
But it could stay with the one we have.
Well, but Tom's leaving, Tom's resigning.
No, I'm talking like Devin is the one due. Tom is
Oh,
just,
Tom's just resigning. Right,
Yes.
if Devin, so we will reach out to him, just like we do every person that serves on any committee. We will reach out to Devin to find out if he wants to continue to serve.
okay.
Then it's his choice, a yes or
Because
no.
I think they did in April, I think he said somebody called him and asked him if he was
She,
interested.
Sarah might have,
Yeah.
just
I thought
because it's
some-
just formality, she's used to doing everything in
Because he was
April.
wondering why in April somebody reached out to him, and I said, well, that's when they
Just
did
a
their
formality.
terms, yeah.
And that would have given us more time to find somebody, too,
Right.
if he
Yep.
decided he didn't want to.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that doesn't change.
okay.
Anything else?
I don't think so, like I said, I didn't read it, but it,
The only thing we changed were those two things,
Okay.
one older person and the ratepayer.
it bears and Mary's, children.
Otherwise, it's the exact same thing that was in the packet, except for those two lines.
Okay.
Hmm.
Good. Anybody else have any questions? We'll probably be doing one for the cable board soon. I don't know if I sent that to you yet tomorrow. Anyway, so, 2024-09 resolution,
Thomas, make a motion to approve ordinance 2024-09.
Cummings will second.
motion by Thomas, second by Cummings to approve 2024-09. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, that one's done. Then ordinance 2024-12, so the utilities took this task up, which.
Number is wrong.
What's man? It says 2024-12.
Okay.
Okay, so, utilities took up this task, which again is no small feat. There's an awful lot of stuff in there. Still kills me how much has to be in an ordinance, but
So just to recap, this,
Sure.
we spent 2 years at the utility commission and our members going over all of our stuff with our city engineer. We went through it all, we sent it to Bill, he redlined a bunch of stuff and sent it back. We went over it again with our engineer, some of the stuff we went over with the street department, because they had the sewer before, and we knew we needed some things cleared up with that, so we did work with the DPW on it, with Chad, and sent it back to Bill. He sent it back the second time, and that, our commission approved it, so it's been a long process.
yes.
It's a big document that needs to be.
So,
Yes. Yeah,
is it on the table? Didn't
Yeah.
Bill just add 2 blue words? Yes,
Yeah, I didn't know it had gone to Bill, so I sent it to him.
and he added 2 words. I think every time you read it, you can probably add a word.
340-4.
And it was just clarifying a width as appropriate, instead of saying the entire length, it says entire width or length.
That's why I was surprised that there was corrections from Bill, because
Right.
he did it.
Right, right.
I didn't
Well,
know
and
that, so-
mostly because I wanted to make sure what we did didn't change this, that I'm not interpreting anything incorrectly, and we weren't. So, yeah, so it's up to you guys if you have any questions. Otherwise, I think this has been, definitely attended to very well,
Well vetted.
well vetted, that's the word I'm looking for, exactly.
Is the
So if
ordinance-
anybody has any questions on any of it?
It was in the back of it. It's very small.
I just made it because it's the whole thing changed, so.
Yep.
You might need ordinance 340.
Kind of big numbered a bunch of stuff.
Where will move to approve ordinance 2024-12, updating ordinance 340.
Cummings will second.
Motion by Wyatt, second by Cummings to approve ordinance 2024-12, updating section 340 of our code. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, now, so in the ordinance, and I think I told you guys this a while back, I went into the very archives of when this thing was first written, looks like a Declaration of Independence, it's incredible. So how this all started, everything was no pay, except the secretary may get paid. And then overtime, somewhere along the way that I could never find, the fee went to $12.50 that they got paid per meeting. Then there was one resolution that moved it, I think, to 25, and then it got moved to 35 that nobody caught without a resolution, so it is what it is, it's at 35. I did some digging, they did some digging. Some commissions get paid nothing, some get paid a little, some get paid a little bit more, but not much. But $35 was more than average in the document, and the commission had requested an increase to $50 per meeting. So that has to get approved by council, and it is,
Write a resolution, I wasn't aware, so.
oh. So we can create a resolution.
Oh, certainly I can.
Yeah. So do you physically want to have that, or we can table it till we get an actual resolution? That'll give you guys a little bit more time to think about it, now that I gave you just a smidge of history. Like I said, some get paid, some don't, some are just physically at DPW and other people, so it's $35 a meeting, and it's, pardon me?
I also motion to table it
Okay.
till next month.
Austin Cool, second.
Motion by Charlie, second by Austin Cool, to table till next month until we can get a formal resolution, and then we can discuss it then. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
Tim abstains. Whoa, do that. All right, thank you. Public health and safety. Tips, do we need to go into closed session?
I see no reason to go into closed session. Does
Okay.
anybody on the, we did it at the committee level.
Then that's perfectly fine. I think this is just standard. Anytime it talks about personnel, we just put that option up there.
We can start down that path and then decide if we need
Yep,
to.
yep, absolutely. So if you're fine with it, I'm fine with it.
Are we had there, okay.
You are up.
Chief Sorensen brought a recommendation to the safety committee, and we are forwarding it unanimously to the council to hire Lucas Geiger as a probationary police officer. Lucas is a current resident of the city of Waterloo. He's 37. He has a degree in law enforcement, fire protection, business management. He's currently a pharmacy technician and works at Piggly Wiggly. He also has 13 years of experience in private security and is state firearm certified. He is not currently certified, but we can't find, we're sending him through the academy.
Right, just like the other.
You're not finding people, and they did an interview process out of 6 candidates, and he came out on the top of the candidate list.
But we have
So
6
he-
people, that's awesome.
They had 6 applications. They weren't, he didn't make the cut, unfortunately. Lucas comes strongly recommended by the chief, and he's eager to start his career in law enforcement. So I am going to make the motion to hire Lucas Geiger as a probationary police officer for the city of Waterloo, beginning on or about June 1st.
June 1st?
June 1st, yes.
And then he will have to attend
Yeah.
the academy, correct?
Cummings will second.
Motion
You
to
got
question.
him?
Just a second. Motion by Thomas, second by Cummings. Who's got a question?
I do.
Okay. Question.
Bonus,
Was anything discussed?
That hasn't,
okay, I just want,
hasn't been discussed. There will be no lateral,
Because he
right,
wasn't.
okay, I understand that, no lateral.
Okay.
but the bonus was still, I believe, in effect according to, for this year, for the,
It was,
for
yes.
the finance, so he would get a
He
bonus.
would be
Okay.
eligible for
Thank
that,
you.
yes.
Thank you.
That was a split decision too, wasn't it? part and then part, or
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Upon-
He
yeah.
gets
Yes,
upon
yes,
hiring,
yes.
and then he gets
the remainder,
Remainder.
yep.
And it gets,
After
if they go
probation.
to the academy, then that time gets added on, so they,
Right.
a full year with the department, so, okay, thank you for clarifying.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Yes, you have a
Did
question?
we ever vet this through the attorney, whether council, because it's not an ordinance, we can approve personnel hiring like this? I brought this up when we, had the firefighter position, I was just wondering if it was ever vetted past bid all that,
It has not been vetted,
not-
Charlie.
Okay,
We are going upon past practice.
Right.
This is a past practice that's been in practice for 50 years.
The bonus thing, you mean?
No, the hiring
The hiring
process.
process.
Oh, the hiring process, got it. We know that that's gonna be on an agenda that we have to talk about. Absolutely. So right now, we're just continuing, but we should get it clear before we get another fire department person or anybody else, yeah. We've had some brief conversations about who does it, where does it need to go, who sits in on it, yeah,
But this is based on past practice
correct.
that has been here. It was practice when I got it.
doesn't make it right, just like I said before, it doesn't make it right.
Right, but it's a good question, we do need to get that policy ironed out in our handbook, absolutely. And I thought we talked about it going to finance, I don't know if we put it on an agenda just.
We have not put it on the agenda,
Yeah,
but it will be.
but it will be, so yes, keep that in mind since you're on finance.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you. All right, roll call.
Cummings, yes.
Austin, cool, yes.
Colonel School, staying.
Griffin, yes.
Thomas, yes.
Where, yes.
Hasley, yes.
Motion carried. All right, Public Works and Property Resolution, you okay? Just call it.
It's all good, just
Okay,
tell me.
2024-09, awarding the contract for the municipal parking lot and additional sidewalk. Do you want to take that, Richard?
Sure.
There you go.
Was that last week, Chad, or this week?
Last.
Last week opened up bids for the designed project. The low bidder was Vogely?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. I don't know why I can't remember that, but Vaguely Excavating from Monroe. And we have an engineer's recommendation, city engineer's recommendation to approve them as a contractor. So I will make a motion to award resolution 2024-09, award a contract for 2024 municipal parking lot and sidewalk improvements.
Austin, cool, second.
Motion by Ware, second by Cool to approve the resolution. So the resolution came in, or excuse me, the bid project came in, including all the engineering fees, at just shy of $474,000, which does include adding in all the sidewalks around the city hall and 2 additional alternates, which are on Knowlton Street to McKay Way. There's a section missing, people walking the road, and the other section that's on also McKay Way, the little chunk that's missing between the Steve Brown apartment and the trailhead. All connected. Yay, so I was very happy with that bid.
And it was in the, below the budgeted amount in
Below
the
the budget amount,
2024
exactly,
budget.
which I am very pleased about with the interest rates and everything, and high prices, so I'm thrilled. All right, roll call.
Cummings, yes.
Austin, cool, yes.
Colonel School, yes.
Griffin, yes.
Thomas, yes.
Where, yes.
Hasley, yes.
Motion carried. I'm sure we'll have pre-construction and we'll have all kinds of meetings coming up, because I think we've got to talk lighting and we want, do you have a question, Richard?
We also will be discussing the parking lot back here, just to let people know.
Right.
We will figure out where Dennis and I and Chad are gonna meet after their meeting and then come up with a plan for the people that have rented spaces from us. So we're really well, there'll be more to come on
Oh,
that.
yeah. All right, future agenda items and announcements per Chad. We are reminding everyone, the city of Waterloo does not recognize no mow May. So if you do not mow, you will be seeing something from Chad or the DPW, reminding you to mow. Anything else?
You don't want us to mow it for you, so I would suggest.
Correct, right. It'll be very costly if they have to mow it for you, so I highly suggest you mow. Anybody have anything else?
I have a question about
Shoot.
July. I think our council meeting falls on the 4th of July.
I do believe it does.
So do we reschedule that, or do we just wait until the next scheduled meeting?
We kind of look at the agendas, just to kind of see if there's anything going on that we have to have a special meeting, that we'd have to call either before or just after. But anytime it's on a holiday, usually even at Christmas time, it's so slow, we usually just skip that meeting. So depending on what's going on, we just may skip it altogether and only have one.
Okay.
Just depends. Good question. Anything else?
You're looking way ahead.
I'm not
You wanna
even.
mention about the firefighters?
She needs
Oh, yeah, I wasn't done yet. Yep, I had that on my next part. So May is also like National Day of Everything. So we have National Firefighter Day, that was May 4th. Police Week is usually the week of the 15th. National EMS Week is the third full week in May. And National Public Works Day, you only get one day, Chad. And that's in May as well. So congratulations to you all and happy weeks and days. And thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yes.
Yes, very much.
Anything else?
I really did.
Full motion is to adjourn.
Attaboy.
Miracle second.
Oh! Austin, or motion by Charlie Cool, second by Wire to adjourn.
Oh, you got me.
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks,
Thanks, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie. To make another announcement. We got bad habits.